All right, guys, welcome to session 7 of our fairy tale writing. We have a new learning target. We are learning to edit our fairy tale adaptations to make them stronger. So when I look at this target, I notice that our 2 goal is I can adapt fairy tales to improve them. That was our target for the first 6 lessons. So we can already retell fairy tales. And right now we're sitting about here where we're still working on adapting fairy tales to improve them. So you are going to have the chance to adapt a different fairy tale. So you're going to get to write another fairy tale adaptation. And this time we are going to focus more on how we can edit our adaptation to make it stronger. That's how we will meet our 3 goal, which is which is also our learning target. All right, so let's just remind ourselves some different ways that authors use to adapt fairy tales. Can you give me one right now before we begin? Give one example of a way that authors adapt fairy tales. What is something that authors change when they adapt fairy tales? All right, let's check it out. Changing the character. Right, so a lot of us, when we did Cinderella, we made Cinderella in our tale very different than Cinderella in the traditional tale. We saw in Prince Cinders how the author changed Cinderella from a girl to a boy. Or maybe you even noticed that the fairy godmother was a lot different. Right, so you can change not just the main character, but the other characters as well. Changing the events. Change what happened. Something old-fashioned to something a little bit modern, right? Like look at this medieval castle and then this spaceship of today. Something rich and fancy to something more people can relate to. Kind of like what I did in my version when I changed it from a ball to a fundraiser for a library. Because I know people who've been to fundraisers, but I do not know anyone who's ever been to a royal ball. Or the motivations. Can you tell me really quick, what do you think it means to change the motivations? Use that picture to help you. Yeah, so when you change motivations, you change why the characters act the way they do, or what is important to the character, what they want. This is an example from wanting more money and power to just wanting to do good in the world. Right? Cinderella wanted to be a traditional princess in the original tale. And in my tale, she just wanted to help out the town library. Okay? All right. So, this time around, your second tale, you get to choose I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied here. You get to choose a tale that you would like to adapt. It does not have to be Cinderella. It can be any fairy tale. So if you do not have one right now, what I want you to do, you can go to Storia, and I have this fairy tale collection. And you can read through some of these fairy tales. All right? Your goal today is to pick a fairy tale that you want to adapt. Okay? Your goal by the end of the day today is to pick a fairy tale that you want to adapt. If you still need time, like I said, explore these fairy tales, get an idea. All right, what you can do is you can, when you have your tale, you can ask for help in your breakout room, and so that I'll come to you and I'll mark down what tale you would like to adapt. Okay? Get to work, writers.